Hey guys, Retire on Dividends here. So I figured I'd make this video. By the way, I'm making this video on a Friday. I'm going to launch it the Monday morning, 6:30 a.m. to replace the fund we usually have on the YieldMax, morning, since obviously the market won't be open and my Monday recap will fall on Tuesday. So keep that for, in context. So anyway, Roundhill Investments, they came out not that long ago with two different ETFs. These are covered call ETFs, except they are 0 DTE. Not like Defiance 0 DTE, which is actually 1 DTE. They are 0 DTE, meaning they sell covered calls in the same exact day, every day. And the beauty of this is they can capture any upside overnight. So obviously, since they buy and close, the same positions the same day, anything that happens overnight, they get the capital appreciation or capital depreciation. So you can look at that, as a positive, or you can look at that as a negative. But regardless, these funds came out. Again, it's another covered call ETF, but they came out and they pay out weekly. That was their big selling point. They pay income out weekly. And most people will tell you, for the most part, that doesn't matter. That means nothing. A lot of people are content getting their quarterly distributions from the big time payers. But these are the people that are millionaires. These are the people that are billionaires. The everyday schmucks like us, we're trying to retire as early as possible and just live off passive income. So sometimes, the rich folk out there, they don't speak the same language. So we got to speak to ourselves, right? We've got to speak to one another and decide, is this a fund that's actually worth it? So I decided to make this video of how, can you retire on Roundhill? So obviously I have the website up, and Roundhill has two different funds that pay weekly. One is QDTE, which is what I have up, and the other, QDTE is based on the NASDAQ, and then XDTE is based on the S&P 500. Both, they do the same exact thing. Both have, about a 1% expense ratio. Let's see. About that. It's a 0.95% expense ratio. But keep in mind, they are a very active fund. So the reason it's important to see, why is weekly good? Obviously, when you're retired, you get paid weekly. That's awesome. But weekly is better than monthly because you can compound, your investments faster. So if I get paid on a weekly basis, I can reinvest it sooner, and that money can buy more shares that could grow the following week, and so on. So, there's 4 weeks in a month approximately. So that first week, my money goes into what I get in the second week. In the first and second week, that money goes into what I get paid on the third week, and so on. So you can imagine how beneficial that is. Obviously, getting paid monthly is awesome, but getting paid weekly is just about 1,000,000 times better. So I wanted to show you the compounding effect of that and how it would work and how soon you could retire based on the number, how much you're going to invest. So let's get to the spreadsheet. By the way, I did make a video on Roundhill when they first came out. I will pin that to this video, so go check that out. So I made a spreadsheet as usual. This basically sums up the fund. It's not rocket science, but there's two transactions. They buy a call. This is out. This expires way out, right? About 6 months to a year. They buy a call in the S&P. And they buy a call in the NASDAQ, right? And they will mimic the movement of the index. And they'll go up with the index or down with the index. And then they'll sell daily calls on that same position. So they'll sell it daily. And again, they'll collect premium. So the buy call costs money and the sell call brings in money, hopefully. Again, if they sell a call and on the same day they choose a strike price that gets blown through, sometimes that could be a loss. So not every single day will be an income. But that's if it was that easy, obviously we'd put all of our money into this, but anything can happen with these. All right. So anyway, this is just a quick detail of what this fund does. Hopefully it makes sense. I'm sure most of you know that. This tab here just shows when they were launched. March 7th, they were both launched. Again, one tracks the NASDAQ, one tracks the S&P. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So this tab here, this is the ROR tab. This is the Retire on Roundhill tab. One of the most important pieces here is the average yield. So right here, I'm showing the average yield is 24.55%. We'll make that yellow, okay? So how did I determine that? Well, so far, QDTE has paid out, what, 2, 4, 6, 8, about 9 payments. So I have the annualized yield next to each of those payments. Oh, I see that. Now that 0 popped up, probably screwed up my calculation. See that? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. XDTE, same thing, 9 payments. So I took the total annualized yield every single week so far, and I averaged it all together, and I got 24.55%. Keep in mind, I just realized this, both now include the 0 that's on the bottom. So in fact, this is a truly conservative average yield, which is fine. I'd rather be, conservative than, kind of BS in the number, putting like 28% or so. So let's just say the average yield is 24.55%. Okay. So what is your starting investment? That's a good question. So let's just say you have $1,000 and you're going to put it all in Roundhill. That's what you're starting out with. And then you said, okay, I'm going to put in another $50 every week. All right. And then I added a little capital gains part. How much do you think the actual fund will go down in capital gains? I put about, obviously you could think it could go up too, but for the most part, these funds typically go downward in the long run. Some more than others, but I'll just say it'll go down 5% annually, year over year. So if you move that over here, I have a huge little calculation going on. Number is the number of weeks. Date is the date of the week. So this is effective 7/1, assuming you started July 1st. And the capital shows 1,000. So you start out with $1,000. You take that 1,000 and you multiply that by the average yield, cell B1, which is 24.55%. And you divide that by 52 weeks, because obviously we get paid weekly. That comes to $4.72. So your first weekly paycheck would be $4.72. All right, so you take that plus the $50 deposit you're putting in, subtracting out the capital loss that you'll take. Again, you'll take the capital loss. Should show what we got, B4 times the capital, right? 1,000 times B4, and B4 should properly reflect the capital loss. Yes, because we took 5% divided by 52 weeks. So this, these calculations are a little different because they're done weekly. All right, so that's obviously, that's how you get the ending capital for that week, $1,053.76, okay? And obviously I have an annualized income field, which will show you how much, at that current point in time, that would come to annually. So the next week, you start off with $1,053, okay? $1,053.76. And then you now, look at that, your dividend has already grown, assuming 24% average, to $4.98. Okay, I'm putting another $50 in, great. Minus the capital loss, all right, I'm at $11.07. And now you carry that to the third week, and so on and so forth. So that's how the calculation works. Again, it's all formulated. It goes all the way down. I'm not going to go far, but these spreadsheets, they're limited. I was only able to capture 19 years worth, which comes to 988 weeks. So anyway, let's look to see how many years it would take to have a respectable annual pay. So look at column B. Column B is weekly pay. Column C is annual pay. So let's focus on column C. So using this exact method, in order to make 100,000, you can make, looking at year 18, it would take 18 years to make $114,000 annualized. which is $2,100 a week. And your capital will be at $466,156. I mean, that's pretty good for only doing $1,000 and $50 a week. I mean, right? I think so, right? But what if you didn't want to do weekly deposits, right? What if you wanted to take that off? And what if you want to just throw money in and leave it in a Roth or so? And let's say you have $20,000. 20, 1, 2, 3. All right, you're going to let $20,000 do its thing. How soon can you use this, right? Let's see. How soon do you hit 100,000? Well, year 16, you will hit $111,000 annualized, which is $2,100, per year, which is pretty awesome, right? And now, what if you had even more money? What if you had $100,000? Let's check out the power of compounding. If you had $100,000, you're able to let it just do some work, right? Right off the bat, right? Year 1, you're making $572 a week, but you're not going to use it. You're going to reinvest it. By year 10, you're going to make $172,000 a year. Your capital will be at $703,000. You'll be making $3,310 per week. So that's pretty good. But again, a lot of people don't have $100,000. Most people probably have a starting point of $500, right? Weekly deposit, most people, let's say $125, because that comes to about, $500 a month? Let's just say $125. So if that's your starting point, how long will it take you to make $100,000? Well, year 14. Guess what? Those weekly deposits, they add up. You'll be there by year 14. So you'll be making $118,639, which is $22.82 weekly. Again, that's good money, right? So these funds, the best part is, if you're retired and you live off these funds, you could that's all you have to do, right? And what if how much do you need to retire, right? That's the other thing. What if you want to live off the money now, right? What if you want to, let's say, all right, I have $500,000. Can I retire on $500,000? Well, if you look here, right, 500,000 comes to, where's my dividend? Yeah, there's my dividend. $2,360 per week, which is good money, right? Because that's $122,000 annualized. Again, this yield, yes, it's much less than YieldMax. It's much less than Defiance. But this is a conservative using yield. I think they're going to yield much more. In fact, their average, should be more. So if I even, again, I have to remember to undo this. But if I take this, right, and I delete it, clear, and I go here and I delete this, clear, then I go here, what is the average yield? Look at that. It's 27.28%. All right, let's see what a difference that makes. Your annualized income will be $136,000. Doesn't seem like much, but it really is. $26.22 per week. All right, let me undo that and then undo that. Okay, good. All right, but again, so 24.55%, yes, very possible, very conservative. I think they'll pay anywhere between 27 to 30% in time. Again, we'll see how these funds perform over time. But I like that, some weeks, look at it, they're not paying just because. The 1 week they paid 2 cents. They don't give a damn. They're like, we didn't make any money. You're getting 2 cents. But guess what? Look, that capital is staying strong. They launched at 52.46. They're at 52.22. Okay, the capital is standing strong. So these funds may work out. All right. So I could keep going on and on and on. But I guess maybe I'll do one more example. So let's say you have no money, right? You're like me. You start off. You're the broke investor. All right, but you can put in money weekly. You can put, you're going to do a little aggressive. You're going to do $250 a week. You're like, screw it. I'm going to do $250 a week, right? About $1,000 a month or so, whatever that comes to. How soon can I retire? Well, if you can live off $100,000 by year 11, you'll make $122,809. which is $23.62 per week. And that's pretty impressive. So again, all of this, the compounding happens on a weekly basis. So your numbers grow faster and faster. If this yield was something like 40%, and they paid weekly, you can imagine how fast that would compound. But I just wanted to show you how easy or how quickly you could possibly retire on Roundhill. Keep in mind, Roundhill obviously is a super risky fund, so you should definitely do your own research on this fund. Read the prospectus of how it works. Read all of the downside risks. They are mentioned in the prospectus because there are downside risks, just like any other investment. And of course, don't trust what I say. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy making a spreadsheet to help you guys out, to give you an idea of, what's possible, right? So anyway, yeah, so that's it, man. That's it. And let's use my numbers. One more. I know I said that was the last one. So I have 50,000. I have about 50,000 in my taxable. That's my retire now account. I'm trying to retire early on that account. But if I just said screw it, I'm just gonna put all that money into Roundhill. I'm just gonna live. I'm gonna accept this weekly pay and just enjoy life. So what would happen is the first week I'll get $236, and if the capital stays flat, that could happen. Every single week. Obviously, it can go down in time. But if I put the 50,000, I say, all right, I'm going to reinvest it for 5 years. I'll be making 32,000 a year, and I'll have 132,000 in, capital. But if I wanted to truly, truly retire, let's just say I put it in a Roth, and that Roth is 20 years away till when I could use it, I could be making $498,000 annualized, or $9,500 a week. That's pretty damn good money. Again, these funds, will they be around that long? Who the hell knows? That's a long time away to even be thinking about that. But if they are, the power of compounding could be just so massive. And you just have to love it. You have to appreciate it. This is really good stuff here. So I just wanted to make this video because Roundhill, I'm glad they came out with this. I know weekly pay sounds completely ridiculous. It sounds like an administrative nightmare. It sounds like me, if I ran a company, I would not want any part of this. But they're going out on a limb. They're saying, we're doing it. People want to get paid weekly. People who are retired, they can't wait to the end of the month, or they can't wait quarterly. They want to get paid weekly. So they're going to do it, right? They have, obviously the capability to handle it, and they have a good strategy to do so, which is 0 DTE options. So I love it personally. I invest in Roundhill, very small amount right now. Again, I'm in the feeler stage, but all is looking on the up and up. That's all I'm going to say. So, go check them out if you haven't already. Like I said, I'll pin the video I made on when I talked about Roundhill. I'll pin that to this video, but go check out their website and read up on them. Do your own research and let me know what you think. Leave down in the comments below. Do you think this fund is awesome? Do you think it's okay? Or do you think it's crap? Either way, let me know. I want to know how you feel about it, and how soon, based on the number, how much money you have, how soon do you think you could retire on Roundhill, right? Maybe sooner than you thought. Again, 24.55% conservative number, sure. 5% capital loss, conservative, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see as time goes on how they perform. But anyway, guys, like I said, not financial advice. Please do your own research on all of these funds because they're all risky. Just like, again, any investing in the stock market is risky. So, but these funds, they're special, man. These funds are pretty damn good. So that's why I had to get this video out. Again, I'm going to launch this video, or obviously I'm launching it if you're watching it on Memorial Day. So if you made it to this video and you made it this far into the video, I always have to do a keyword at the end of the video. And if you want to prove you made it to the end of the video, you have to say this keyword. So the keyword, I guess we'll do ROR for retire on Roundhill, okay? Capital R, lowercase o, capital R, retire on Roundhill. Not retire on dividends, retire on Roundhill. You know, maybe we should do like a hashtag on Twitter for them, you know, help them out a little. So let them, you know, they're going to do well though. They don't need us, but either way, hope you guys enjoyed this video and hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching. Later.